Hello, my name is Marcus, and welcome to my channel. For our most recent trip to Walt Disney World, we had the pleasure of staying at Disney's Old Key West Resort. As some of you are aware, we are Disney Vacation Club holders, so with this ability, we can stay at numerous different resorts at the Walt Disney World Resort. Funny thing is, the Old Key West Resort is our Disney Vacation Club owner's home resort, and we had never actually stayed here before. We've had lunch and dinner here before, but we've never actually slept in one of the Old Key West rooms. That changes today. So I want to give you a tour of the resort, a tour of the room, some of the experiences with the food. So stick with us and let's see if I can give y'all a pretty good representation of what it feels like to stay at the Old Key West Resort. So this is us just arriving onto the resort straight from the Orlando International Airport. Of course, 9 times out of 10, once you get off of your plane ride, for us, that's like a 2-hour journey. We're usually starving, so we decided to head to Olivia's and put our name down for a reservation so that we can have an early dinner. This is the day that we were heading off to the Magic Kingdom for an after hours event. So here I'm just showing you some of the decorations around the main lobby of the Old Key West Resort. We saw a chess set there, has some marble glasses, pretty cool Florida East Coast Railroad. This looks like a toy train or a model of a train. Found that pretty cool. Just some decorations, seating. Once you already know, if you're checking in and you got little ones, most of the Disney resorts have a movie area where you can sit your kids down and have them just chill out for a second when you get checked into your resort. Kind of a main little library book area. If we look out to one of the front patio areas, we have a checkers set. We have a boat and ferry system that can head to Disney Springs. That's pretty nifty. Just some looks at some more decorations around the resort itself. Definitely kind of reminded me of a adventurist, a world traveler, somebody that has gathered trinkets and souvenirs all across the world, books, and they have utilized those decorations for their workshop in their own home. At least that's the feel that I got from it. I can definitely relate to that, as that is definitely one of my main passions in this life, is just traveling the world and getting as many different experiences with different cultures that I can possibly get. Luckily, the Walt Disney World is almost kind of like a shortcut to that endeavor with getting experience with all types of different cultures. So, this decorations of the Old Key West Resort, or at least the main lobby per se, really spoke to me and kind of spreading my awareness of that there's more to go around and see besides what's just in your own personal backyard. After that, we decided to take a little tour of the Couch General Flat store. So we're heading in and gonna maybe try to take a look at maybe some stuff for some souvenirs. Probably grab some breakfast or some snacks for in the morning here. Usually the Disney resorts have their own labeled merchandise for their own specific resorts. The Old Key West Resort is no different here. You got Christmas ornaments with the shape of the actual resort itself. You got some Mickey and Minnie action. You got polo shirts. Got beach towels to get if you want to, add that Old Key West Resort style to your own home. Your own snacks and alcoholic beverages and trinkets and whatnot that you can take to your room, medications and whatnot. Also have those a cool hat, water bottles, there's cooling style water bottles, Mickey's ears with the Old Key West logo, just some of the decor that was around the general store itself. Kind of reminded you of that old Western style general stuff that you need store. Just some atmosphere of the resort itself. A lot of baby blues and pink. Kind of felt like an Eastery springtime for the decorations there. And then it was time to enjoy some dinner. We were starving, so we've eaten here before. I don't know if I've ever mentioned, but the fried chicken from Olivia's is definitely some of the best fried chicken on Disney property, in my personal opinion. That is usually what we get here, and this trip is not going to be any different. I did try the curry soup with rice and chives in the middle. Not too spicy, but definitely, had a bit of a kick to it. The flavor was very, very tasty. You take some of that bread there, dip it in there. Also got a bourbon infused as well, with a lemon infused in it. That was very tasty as well. So definitely got to get that going. Then our fried chicken, the biscuit and gravy, mashed potatoes, and green beans with our meal. This was absolutely to die for. As you can see, that biscuit is very fluffy, had some seasoning to it. The fried chicken breast is perfectly seasoned with a little salt, a little pepper, a little onion powder. You can taste in there. A little juicy in the middle too. I know you see that pink in the middle there. That's not going to kill you, I promise. I ate the whole thing and came out great. But if you have a sensitive stomach, I guess beware of that. Then, time for our room tour. We got to our room, double queen size beds. Very comfortable, very fluffy. We got a little bit of a decor on the walls there. Kind of a plain room, honestly, if I'm comparing to other rooms that we've stayed in across our lives as, lifetime Disney resort holders. Have a refrigerator, microwave, coffee maker, toaster, all your standard ramifications of a hotel that you usually see. Bathroom is nice. The shower was very comfortable. Water gets hot, has different propelling systems to differentiate if you want to take a specific shower. Mirror action for your bathroom. Towels and washcloths were plentiful. Just a very plain, not really any Mickey and Friends decorations like you've seen before. This Old Key West room did not have any specific character decorations per se. So kind of plain, kind of boring if I do say so myself. I say out of all of the Disney resorts that we've stayed at, this is probably the most basic, I would say, that I've ever seen. So, that could be a good thing. That could be a bad thing. If you're going inside of the Disney bubble, I kind of know the feeling that you kind of want to be surrounded by the Disney characters at all times. Definitely that room doesn't really do a good job of making you feel that way, but it was comfortable nonetheless. At the Turtle Shack, getting some snacks. Cookies, chips, alcoholic beverages, anything that your heart can contain, sold here. Get you some chicken sandwiches, hot dogs, pepperoni pizza, tuna salad sandwich. Yeah, buddy. Good times. And there's a swimming pool as well. Very peaceful. Cozy, peaceful. Let's go have some food. I'm hungry. Dinner time at the Boardwalk. Oh, yeah. Trattoria. A torno. I think that's how you pronounce that. Very nice atmosphere. Let's get to it.
I don't know exactly what kind of hair product this is, so we're going to improvise. This is the one you don't use. You want to change your mind? I like the confidence. Picking, I should have asked this before we start. Are you left-handed or are you right-handed? We're going to pretend like you're left-handed. It's my favorite part. I want you to switch hands for me.
She took mine.
Arcade bar, getting the drink. Let's do it, man. I need one. Sheesh. Old school cowboy, Wild Wild West, Red Dead Redemption feel to it for sure. So when it comes to our dinner, just showing off the menu, they got all kind of Italian cuisine here, steaks, bolognese, Alfredos, pizzas. Here's our drink menu. We're going to stick with our bourbon. We're going to grab an old fashioned. I was very excited about that. Very, very fancy atmosphere as well. Here's our old fashioned. They were not shy with the bourbon here at all. Probably my favorite aspect of the entire meal. And you can also get a live viewing of the chef's area of the cooking as well, kind of a hibachi style. So I was definitely not mad about that at all. We got some cheesy garlic bread. They kind of like shaped it like a cake. It was okay. We got some Parmesan cheese crusted on top there, some marinara sauce at the bottom. It was okay, like I said. This garlic paste stuff to dip in the bread, not my favorite. Figured I'd show it off at least. Got these dinner rolls here. Had like a little Parmesan cheese kind of crusted on top of it. It was all right. Pull it apart there. Definitely soft in the middle, kind of crispity, crunchy, kind of stirring on the outside there. Not the best bread I've ever had in my life, but it was pretty satisfying, though, if I do say so myself, especially when you dip it into the sauce. We have our lasagna going on here. This was pretty good. It could have used a little bit more spice, a little bit more seasoning. It was a little bland. The ingredients were definitely fresh. We also got a dough kind of shrimp Alfredo as well. Same thing. All of our ingredients tasted fresh, but it just needed a bit more spice. Kind of like my Italian food to have a little bit more of a peppery flavor to it. But otherwise, the food was good. Don't get me wrong, I got my belly full, but I just feel like I've had better, specifically on Disney property. Would I ever order these two dishes again? Probably not. But, it's definitely just worth mentioning that, the taste just was not all the way there. Especially when you start factoring in the price as well. Our food plus our drinks. I think we spent about $103 in here. It's not terrible, but if I'm spending that much money, I kind of want my food to be absolutely savory. So then we decided to go to the Cake Bake. It's the brand new cake shop that just opened up on Disney Springs. Very fancy, kind of reminded me of a wedding, like you're planning for your wedding atmosphere. The cake slices here are $22 a slice. So definitely charging wedding prices, that's for sure. But I just figured I'd show y'all what all the different types of cakes and pastries in here that you can get. We have a mint chocolate chip cake, a carrot cake, a strawberry cake, a chocolate devil's food cake, a vanilla cake, all kind of brownies and chess bars and raspberry pastries. Everything looked really good. Got those fancy cookies on the side there. I never know what to call them. Lemon blueberry cake. That looked really good as well. Very fancy. I like the blueberries up top there. Then we have the French macarons. That's what they're called. The Devil's Food Cake Earl's Chocolate. I kind of skipped that too. Chocolate cake is not my favorite at all whatsoever. Then we also have the Napolitan cake. I had to skip that one as well. I tell you what, the cakes that we actually went on ahead and went with was I got a carrot cake because I heard that the carrot cake didn't have any raisins or nuts in it. My grandmother, God rest her soul, she had easily the best homemade recipe for carrot cake I had ever tasted in my life. It's kind of just reminds me of my childhood. And to this day, I had never tasted a carrot cake that had even come close to her original recipe. I do give Disney credit. The carrot cake that I got from the cake shop on Disney Springs actually somewhat came close to my grandmother's original recipe for carrot cake. So it was $22. It was definitely not cheap, but I do give it a seal of approval on quality and taste for sure, because that was definitely one of the, I would say it was the best store-bought carrot cake that I've ever had in my life. I would still put my own grandmother's carrot cake above it because, you can't beat all the ingredients made with love per se, but having, this carrot cake to kind of remind me of her. So definitely for that experience alone, I'd say that the experience was worth it. So if you have anybody that like bakes like professionally, or if you have any like old school recipes in your family, that's reminiscent of a similar design for the cake shop, I would recommend giving it a try because you might be surprised. It might beat it, or it might actually taste pretty similar. And that kind of wraps up our trip to Walt Disney World this time, man. So we really had some good times utilizing the Premier Pass and the Lightning Pass. We tried some really good food, and I'm just happy to be able to say that I was able to enjoy Walt Disney World for another time. And if you enjoyed all 5 of these vlogs, thank you. So if you wouldn't mind, maybe consider hitting that like button. I'd really appreciate that. If you want to see more content just like this, you're in the right spot. You can hit that subscribe button. You can follow me at youtube.com/marjack79. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, thank you guys for the support. I have always loved these parks. We're already planning our next trip, and I cannot wait to get back here, man. So, alrighty, I will see y'all on the next one. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.